Welcome to an Alternate Hue. I'm Hugh Anderson, and this is some of what caught my attention this week. In the city that never sleeps, it appears a lot of people don't want to sleep there anymore. Manhattan rents have fallen to their lowest levels in a decade, down a whopping 22% year over year in November to a median cost of $2,743 per month. The market is flooded with incoming supply as new listings have doubled to 15,000 units. New Yorkers are moving south. Could it be lower taxes or better weather? Inquiring minds want to know. As Congress continues to talk and talk and talk, the moratorium on home eviction expirations looms ever larger. This map shows the level of home insecurity nationwide. It's surprising some of the city names you see with the highest insecurity. Thankfully, Jeff, Bill, Elon, Mark, and Warren won't have to worry about where they're sleeping tonight, nor that they'll miss a meal. Remember when $1 trillion really meant something? Well, just think about it. $1 trillion in $100 bills would measure 631 miles high. Congratulations, boys. You've done it again. Regrettably, that's not the case for many of our fellow citizens. The recession caused by the pandemic's effects on the economy will impact food purchases and food security as an economic issue, not a food supply problem. Figures for those people who are food insecure normally stand at around 10%, which is regrettable on its face. But it's reported that currently 20 to 30% of Americans are food insecure. There's an old saw that says a recession is when your neighbor gets laid off. A depression is when you're laid off. Care to guess what we're in? Apparently, those of us who are only in a recession, not a depression, are giving the old credit card a rest. The amount of consumer credit outstanding has declined dramatically this year. While a lot of ink is spilt on China's large and growing economy, take a look at India. Their population in this decade will exceed China's and continue to grow well into the 2050s. Since population growth along with productivity is a critical component of a country's ability to grow its economy, this will be an interesting horse race to see which country and political system will prevail in decades to come. Remember, China is proud to be communist, and India is the world's largest democracy. Stay tuned. So how do you like them apples? If the pandemic never occurred, the stock market would likely be 13% lower, and personal incomes would be $500 billion lower. Hat tip Dave Rosenberg. Take a look at this chart. It shows the magnitude of global government intervention during the pandemic, in red, as compared to the not-so-great recession, in blue. The difference is staggering. Let's talk innovation, shall we? Clayton Christensen wrote The Innovator's Dilemma. The Innovator's Dilemma, which the economists call one of the 6 most important business books ever written, was published during the technology boom of the late 1990s. It trumpeted Professor Christensen's assertion that the factors that help the best companies succeed, listening responsively to customers, investing aggressively in technology products that satisfies customers' next-generation needs, are the same reasons some of these companies fail. Exhibit A, Your Honor, Eastman Kodak stock. Apparently, the concept of sticking a camera into a phone was viewed as a gimmick in the Kodak boardroom. This busy chart shows yet again the U.S. continues to trail most developed countries in many critical areas. Some that stand out are our mental health profile compared to France and Germany, or how incredibly different the cost of healthcare in the U.S. is compared to other countries. Apparently, that tune just doesn't want to change. Now for some good news on the medical front. The first draft of the human genome took 15 years to complete at a cost of $3 billion. Today, sequencing an entire human genome takes about a day and costs less than $1,000. Thanks to years of compiling DNA sequencing data, we know that each individual is genetically 99.9% the same. In other words, the amount of genetic variation between two humans, the biochemical individuality, is about 0.1%. But variations there are. A Mississippi woman is doing well 1 year after undergoing an experimental treatment for sickle cell disease. The treatment involves the gene editing tool known as CRISPR. Scientists say they hope this initial success will lead to more effective treatments for the disease. Being colorblind, I'm always intrigued by this annual announcement, Pantone's Color of the Year. For those of you blessed with full spectrum vision, then you can readily see the color on the left is ultimate gray according to Pantone, but you may not recognize the color on the right, which is called illuminating. I was always told that it was yellow. The Associated Press reported that San Francisco city officials have banned all smoking in apartments of tobacco products to prevent secondhand smoke from contaminating other residents. But you can still smoke marijuana. America lost an incredible entrepreneur and visionary recently. Zappos founder Tony Hsieh died in a home fire. Regrettably, it appears he died without a will or an estate plan of any kind. This will leave an incredible burden to his family and waste enormous sums that could have been better directed to causes that he was passionate about. Someone was quoted in one of the articles about the tragedy that most 40-somethings don't have a will. That should not be the case. Everyone should have their affairs in order regardless of age or wealth. Tomorrow is not promised to any of us. Rest in peace, Tony. And finally, some advice from a very wise man I know. Enjoy your holidays, but do not forget to set the scale back 10 pounds. Thanks, Stan. That's it for this week. I'm Hugh Anderson. This has been an Alternate Hue. Stay healthy, stay happy, and be optimistic. Better days are ahead.